Hello everyone, today we look back at the two European football finals in our first ever video of what just happened. It's been a good year for football overall, underdogs are winning and people have stopped what would have been the biggest injustice in the beautiful game by rejecting the European Super League. This would have given 20 clubs across Europe elite status. And what's funny to me is that it seemed a whole lot like the United Nations Security Council and their P5 members, but let's get back into football. COVID has been a major letdown for the economy of world sport, but if we're looking at the bright side, yes, there is a bright side. Lille, Sporting, Atletico, Inter have displaced the usual champions from their league thrones, giving hope that football is won from the hearts. And not just money. Although money has been a major factor, we know that it's the hearts that makes this game what it is. Anyway, I guess by now you'd be thinking, why aren't we actually talking about the finals? So let's get into it. Manchester United versus Villarreal, the Europa League final. We all know who were the favorites. The media pundits all around the world were predicting a huge victory for the Reds, given their absolute domination over Roma in the semi-finals. In saying that, they were facing a team who had never won a major European trophy. This also shows how biased the media can be sometimes. Villarreal wasn't just another team. They are led by a manager, Unai Emery, who holds the rare feat of winning 3 consecutive Europa League titles, best known for getting the job done like the immigrants do in Hamilton, with the limited quality that he often has. The Gunners must be wondering, what went wrong over in the EPL? Anyway, look, it didn't take long for Villarreal to take the lead through a superb set-piece delivery by Daniel Parejo. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. To be finished by none other than Moreno, Villarreal's top scorer this season. It wasn't until the second half when Manchester United started seeing more of the open goal, really opened their wings, began to shine. A well-deserved deflected ball from a long shot that fell in for the amazing poacher Cavani, who, showing his true worth in red colors, was the goal. When full-time whistle blew, everyone was frustrated by how Ole had barely used his substitutes in comparison to Emery. You see, managers can make the difference. Emery could be seen motivating his players at the whistle, while Ole joined the red players as one of their own in the circle, with more of the words coming from Bruno Fernandes rather than the manager himself. Penalties always come down to luck, but an extra time substitution for Henderson replacing De Gea would have been a viable choice given De Gea's history of saving penalties. I'm sure you all know about that. We are certainly not taking away credit from the brilliant and relentless Villarreal, though. They were simply superb and they deserve this all the way through. Unai Emery, kudos to you. Now, Manchester City versus Chelsea, this of course was the big game, and it was interestingly also an example of media bias. We all know that Manchester City, they had more quality, but it was always going to be a game of nerves. Man City was playing their first final and winning the first is always the toughest. Also, prior to that meeting, Tuchel had outsmarted Pep twice, so, Chelsea had the mental advantage too. Now it's game day. It was expected of Pep to start with his best squad, but again, he experimented, striking a hammer on his own toe, to be honest, because as the starting lineups were announced, the lack of an established central defensive midfielder raised eyebrows. Fernandinho, Rodri, both looking on from the bench, and Gundogan was preferred. A young Foden was put into the starting lineup for a game of immense pressure. And look, he's great, there's no doubt about it, but the immensity of the game played its part on him, I think. That was not it, though. The team also stepped up on the field without a striker. Pep instead handing false nine duties to Kevin De Bruyne. And Raheem Sterling on the left wing was also questionable due to his form in the lead-up to the final. By the time Fernandinho and Jesus came on, it was too late as Tuchel's brilliance allowed flawless performances by Rudiger, Chilwell, Kanté, and Havertz, resulting in a second Champions League title, deservedly so, for the Blues. The whole Chelsea team outplayed Man City, there's no doubt about it, but it was Kanté who undoubtedly and deservedly was the man of the match. And that's all today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Sportageous' first episode of What Just Happened. Be sure to like and subscribe everywhere that you are watching.